unique part of the Centre for Irish Music is its dedication to making the music as accessible as possible to anyone who's interested.
I really like the fact that it's such a vibrant community, and it's made up of people from all walks of life, all ages.
There aren't many traditional Irish music schools around the country, and so having the CIM here in St. Paul is invaluable, in my opinion.
Irish music is made for community. Like, it's intrinsically tied to culture and community in Ireland. And for us to be able to give back and to take our music out into our local community here, it enriches the students in their learning and development, and it enriches the community. What it does is that you have this art form that nourishes the community that's in, and in turn the community comes back and it nourishes the art form because it's a developing tradition and it's continually evolving and changing.
This place is so connected to the community with the Irish culture in the Twin Cities, as well as the different musical endeavors that are around town that CIM connects into. I think it's really important to kind of support what's going on here so that we can continue to operate such an amazing organization.
It's cost prohibitive for people to buy a lot of these instruments when they don't even know whether they want to play them or not. And so the instrument rental program has really just grown naturally, just kind of organically through the need of the students.
If you have a student or an adult come in who wants to play the harp, it's a lot of money up front. The average kind of entry-level harp is about $3,500.
If I wasn't able to rent an instrument, I don't think I would have been playing instruments. I can't just buy a harp because I don't even know if I'd like it. I don't know, like, who knows if I'd want to quit. So, like, renting them really helps you, like, just figure out, oh, is this something I want to play?
When I first started harp, I did rent one from the CIM, and it really helped me get harp started and just helped me learn.
A proper flute is not cheap. A proper harp is not cheap. A set of Irish pipes is definitely not cheap. There's no way around the proper instrument to get the right sound.
It's difficult to get your hands on a set of pipes, whether it's finding a maker, finding a set, or getting the money together to get one. So having the sets here for rent for a very, very modest cost is a great opportunity for anybody who might be interested in giving it a try.
Right now we have a really, really nice accordion rented. I've been renting it for a while and I really like it. And without it, I probably never would have started playing accordion at all.
The Minnesota Irish Music Weekend is an immersive, traditional Irish music festival where we bring specialists in from Ireland and from other parts of the country to teach and to perform for us. We bring individuals who have like a really deep knowledge of their particular area, and then they perform for us and they meet all of the students. They teach adults and teenagers.
In 2014, at the Minnesota Irish Music Weekend, they brought in a famous Irish flute player. His name's Eamon Cotter. He's a world-renowned musician and he makes flutes. And me and Adrian O'Shea had the opportunity to have a class with him. And when we were playing with him, he offered to make us both flutes. We had rental flutes from the CIM, which are amazing for people to learn on. But we both kind of wanted to step up. We both got Eamon Cotter flutes, and we were really excited because we now were considered more advanced players off of that.
It's been great to see the variety of musicians from all over different parts of Ireland, different traditions within Irish music, singing traditions and different instrumental traditions, and it's clear to see how that's benefited the students, particularly the younger students, the way that they learn tunes, the way that they think about the music, the way that they see themselves as a part of the music.
The CIM has developed a really positive reputation among the Irish American traditional music community as well as the music community in Ireland.
It's sort of a nexus for what the tradition is here. My fondest dream is to have one of our kids go play someplace and have players who know what they're talking about go, oh, That's a St. Paul kid. I've heard that song before.
I'm both a donor and a volunteer at the school. It's such a unique place, and I really want it to be accessible to as many people as possible.
It's more than just teaching individuals Irish music. It's a broadening of awareness about Irish culture.
I think more people should know about the Center for Irish Music because they have an opportunity to learn really good music from really good teachers.
There's so many more people who are playing at a really high level of traditional music, and what's happening is that they're coming here, but then they're going out and they're going to do programs in the community through the ensemble programs and nursing homes and performances, and also it really reflects very well back on the school because we are teaching these kids to play music at a very high level.
It's not coming here and learning an instrument. It's like you make relationships with your teachers. Like the teachers I have, I feel like they're second parents to me. It's like a whole community because you make friends that play the same instruments or different instruments, and you learn how to play together. And like it's so much more than just learning an instrument.
Hello and good evening to you. My name is Nora Rendell and I'm the Executive Artistic Director at the Center for Irish Music, and I'm coming to you live from St. Paul. I'm just about a quarter mile away from the Celtic Junction, upstairs in my house, and I'm all set up and all ready for an amazing weekend that's coming next weekend. So tonight we have a preview concert for you. Tonight is the very first preview concert. We had a slight snafu with last night's concert, so I'm so sorry that we weren't able to bring you Pauline Keneally last night, but she will be with us next week on Thursday for our opening reception. So Thursday, June 11th, she will be performing with her brother. They have recorded some beautiful sets for us, and that'll be followed by Benny McCarthy's concert. So I wanted to let you know a little bit about the festival, just in case you don't know about it. The Minnesota Irish Music Weekend at Home this year, in a virtual format due to our current circumstances, is the 12th annual festival. And we're so excited to be presenting it again this year in a slightly different format. And we are learning so much, and it's just wonderful. We're so happy to have a huge turnout. There have been a lot of people really interested and coming from all across the country to take part next weekend. So there are 3 programs. A big part of the festival is teaching. And so we have three workshops. One's called the Irish Trad Immersion Camp, and that's for 9 to 12-year-olds. And that's going to be taught on Friday and Saturday of next week. And there's still time to sign up if you would like to. So that's for kids who play a little bit of Irish music, I've been playing for a few years and want to learn more. And it's taught by Mary Vinorni and Danielle Enbla. And then there's an advanced and intermediate teen program. So that is this year on Thursday and Friday of this week. And that's taught by our amazing lineup of master artists. And so if you haven't signed up for that and you want to, please contact us right away. And then on Saturday and Sunday of next weekend are the adult workshops, lectures, and interviews with 3 of the artists with Dahi Sproul. So Dahi's going to be interviewing Conal O'Grada, Matt Cranich, and Pauline Keneally this year. So there's something for everybody. If you love Irish music, but you don't actually play it yourself, you can come to some of those workshops and lectures. So if you want to know more about it, everything is up on our website at centerforirishmusic.org/events/MIM. So you can go and check that out. Some of you watching are probably watching from our website. We've decided to stream these concerts on 3 different platforms. We want to make sure everybody can be a part of this, whether they're on Facebook or YouTube, or whether they'd rather just go to our website. So you can watch these concerts on our website with no comments, no messing around. You can go full screen and just watch at home. Or you can watch on YouTube. Just go to YouTube and look up Center for Irish Music. It's on our YouTube channel. Or you can join us on Facebook. And our partners, the Celtic Junction Arts Center, are also going to be streaming this. They're sharing our streams every time we have an event this week. So our next event after tonight is Wednesday evening, and I'm really looking forward to that one. It's going to be a showcase of our advanced youth ensemble musicians. So it's duets and trios and lots of solos of these fantastic young traditional musicians from the Center for Irish Music, from the school. And a lot of them are playing with their instructors or other instructors from the school. And we've been coming up with all these collaborative videos and collaborative projects, since we're not able to actually hang out with one another during our current situation. So I'll get straight on to the concert tonight. So I'm really excited about tonight's concert. It's featuring Brian O'Hart, who is a fantastic singer and an inspiration to a lot of singers, young singers here in the States and other places as well. So I just wanted to tell you a little bit about him. Born in St. Louis, Missouri, Brian grew up exposed to the older dance music and songs of the Upland South and the Lower Ohio. A natural singer from very early on, this exposure inspired him to venture deeper into the singing traditions of Ireland later in his youth. Along with songs, Brian learned old-style step dance and dance tunes on the whistle, button accordion, and concertina in his late teens. while involved with a cultural organization whose aim was to promote the pairing of Irish traditional music with dance, and they should always go together with song too. And it was also during these years that Brian was introduced to Anya Minahan, a native Irish speaker and singer from Connemara region of Western County Galway. And she now is based in Chicago, Illinois. She was a huge inspiration to Brian. He learned many songs from her repertoire and enriched his singing style and elevated his Irish language skills. He has spent a lot of time in Ireland and has been very inspired by the music of West Galway. And you can hear that in his music. And the culmination of his early dedication to these traditions came when he became the first American to ever win the All-Ireland in singing, in Irish language song at the Fleadh Cheoil, which was just a massive achievement at the time. So he's a wonderful singer. I'm absolutely thrilled to be presenting this concert of him singing all traditional unaccompanied songs, and I know you'll really enjoy this tonight. If you want to learn more traditional songs yourself, Brian is going to be teaching workshops on the weekend. He's teaching the one day, Thursday, the 12th of June, the teen program. There's a small song program for just teens. And then on Saturday and Sunday, he's going to be teaching a song workshop on Saturday from 4 to 5 p.m. called Traditional Singing, Repertoire and Tips for Singing Unaccompanied Songs, Part 1. And then Part 2 of that workshop's the next morning at 10:30 a.m. on Sunday. And then on Sunday again at 12:30 to 1:30, he's going to be singing songs from Len Graham, the great traditional singer, which I'm sure lots of you know if you're coming to watch this streaming concert. He'll be just teaching some of the songs that he sings with Len Graham and songs that he knows from spending a lot of time with Len. If you're interested in supporting Brian even more, you can buy his albums. Go to his website, brianohairt.com. We will post those links on the feeds here. So without further ado, I will hand the concert over to Brian O'Hairt. Thank you for joining us tonight.
Hello, everybody. This is Brian O'Hairt. I'm actually in not Portland, Oregon, but Bend, Oregon, which is in the Eastern Desert. I just arrived today, and I'm happy to share some songs with you for the next 40 or 50 minutes. We'll see how long I last. It's hard, obviously, recording these things long distance, and I'd much prefer to be in front of you and to feel your energy, and instead I'm staring at my phone on a stool across the room. So hopefully I can find the motivation, inspire me to sing. You can imagine it's a little bit difficult when you're in a room by myself, but I actually have my buddy Michael Steen working behind the camera, so I at least have someone to direct my attention to. So if I'm not staring at you into the camera, I'm staring at a real face over here. But I put a set list together of songs that I enjoy and that are hopefully lively. It can get you guys in a mood to sing as well. And I hope to see many of you in my workshops coming up for next week. So let me start singing you some songs here, casually and relaxed, I hope. I don't want to get myself too serious and muck up, but I got my candle lit and I've got my herbal tea, my throat coat. High desert is dry, so I've been trying to adapt. But I think I'll start off with one of my favorite songs. It's a macaronic song from West Kerry called The Hide and Seek on Hide and Go Seek. I learned this from the singing of Eilish Ní Shúilleabháin, who is a great singer. She's actually from Cooley originally. And then a lot of people maybe are more familiar with Nell Ní Chróinín's version of this. Nell is from Bealach na Gaelic, and believe it or not, I spent a good 2 weeks, not with Nell, but with Nell's family. Her mother Sheila is a friend of mine, and they generously opened their house for me to hang out within the Gaeltacht and to roam around the countryside and practice, my Irish and just be in an area meeting people who sing and make music and stuff. So this is on Hide and Go Seek. And the song kind of is self-explanatory, but unfortunately all the good parts are in Irish, so you'll have to find your own translation for this. to understand the good bits. Maidin in ye she yarkis stoire chalin. Her limbs were complete, she was neatly clothed in green. Mother bachel is a bailin barovilish veen, and I knew by her gaze she'd play the hide and go seek. Though reaches fain lay is dearest ye pogi nu tree. She answered and said, young man, you are making too free. Shad dorts a fain lay that joke as a lumps of marvney. I'd teach you to play the game they call hide and go seek. Though ragger on vey she dorchiger whalem a flea. I'll tarry a while until more of this world I'll see. Mar tamshir o cúg de kun an over shall de vie. Too young a great deal to play or hide and go seek. Oh, na choddler a glushan ta morchish ho chatsi de gdiv. Your mammy was younger than you and your face you did see. Nach reita ho ein you go nyen and the vallarts marvni. So come with me home and we'll play the hide and go seek. O tas loite bra chuiragam feinigus bogagus wee, and no one to care for the milk, the butter or cheese. Berish the charash is mishta that feinigim he, and when we come from walking, we'll have a jolly good squeeze. Zerer the rachata morchich ko chamidichri, by your false seduction like Satan when he tempted Eve. Damach feishta cho galint the ortis ag nuts marvni, there be no chance at all you'd marry a girl like me. O a chalini o gehule fair tamusli, that fortune might later favor her progeny. Fake Venus is Cupid is fee in the hostel the tree, and if you won't come join me, my ghost will torment you in sleep. O ta arca galore and the bahar ler adershi, the parents that reared me control it, by them I will be. Tur lat commendation is on him, the haggard lesh heels, and if your game will succeed, then we'll play while the rest are asleep. Thank you. Let's take a sip here. Sounded like that was right. I'll have to ask the Irish speakers to give me a critique here. I made a little set list on St. Jude's Children's Research Hospital paper, which is lovely. But it's I have the Grey Cock, which is a child ballad, actually. And I learned this from my singing partner, Len Graham, and he learned it from Joe Holmes. And when I sing it with Len, we sing it rather like fast-paced, which is fine, especially when you're singing it with another person in duet. You kind of want to keep a tempo that you guys can follow together. But I decided to take this one a little bit slower. Joe preferred singing more slowly, and a lot of the songs that Len had learned from him, Len would pace a little bit faster, which is fine, you know, it's preference, but it's sweet to listen to some of these songs that I'm more used to being at a faster tempo, slowed down a little bit. So this is the Grey Cock. It's a child ballad, which means that it's part of a larger ballad tradition that's kind of centered around the English language and songs of English-speaking people on the island of Britain that kind of moved up into Scotland and made their way over to Ireland as well, and have made their way to the United States, where we've seen them in the Appalachian and the Ozark range as well. So this is the Grey Cock, and it's a narrative song, so it tells the story. It happened for to be on a cold winter's evening, a fair maid sat waiting alone. She was thinking of her father, likewise her aged mother, aye, and also her true lover John. Young Johnny came at last, but he found the door was fast, so he slowly, slowly tinkled at the pane. It happened for to be on a cold winter's evening, a fair maid sat waiting alone. She was thinking of her father, likewise her aged mother, aye, and also her true lover, John. Young Johnny, he was sweet, and he promised for to meet, but he tarried an hour too long. He met with great delay, which caused him for to stray, aye and aye, weary waiting all alone. Young Johnny came at last, and he found the door was fast, so he slowly, slowly tinkled at the pane. This fair maid she arose, aye, and hurried on her clothes in order to let young Johnny in. He took her in his arms, aye, and off to bed they went, and it's there they lie talking of their plans. I wish this maid, said she, this night would prove to be, aye, as long since the world first began. Fly up, oh, fly up, my pretty little cock, and don't crow until it breaks day. And your cage it shall become of the very shining gold, and your wings of a silvery grey. But this pretty little cock, so cruel as he was, he crowed out an hour too soon, and he sent my love away before the break of day, it being only the light of the moon. This fair maid she arose, and quickly followed after, saying, when will you come to see me? When the fishes they do fly, and the seas they all run dry, aye, and 7 moons shine brightly o'er yon lea. There was once I thought my love was as constant unto me as the stones that lie under yon ground. But now since I do find he has altered his mind, I would rather live single as be bound. It's the grey cock, also known as True Lover John. Okay, maybe we should do a song, another song in Irish. Keep my brain juggling languages here. But this is one that I've done with Bua, and I'm sure if many of you have been to any of the concerts that we've had at the Celtic Junction, that this would ring familiar. This is called Untitled, which means the bachelor, and it was written by a fellow named Sean Bon MacDina, or Bon, as they would say in Donegal. Bon meaning that he was fair or white. He had albinism, and so the term Bon was used obviously to kind of talk or in reference to his fair complexion. So he was a bachelor for his life, and he spent a good deal of his life just having a good time. And from a family of well-known historians and fiddlers and singers, the Macarinas were big on developing a lot of forms of literature in the Irish language up in that part of Rinne Fersta and Donegal. And so this song is kind of maybe a little autobiographical for Sean Bon living his life as a bachelor, and just kind of talking about how great it was to live as a single person and enjoying his life, as it were. Spending time going to weddings and wakes, meeting pretty women, and staying out too late, taking naps on the beach during the summertime, things like that. But at the end of the song, he gives advice to people to find a partner, marry as you can, so that you're not left alone at the end of your days. That he feels that he maybe had passed up the opportunity to get married and have a family, but it sounds pretty good to me. So this is Untitled. Tamen ish farir me chandunye is kahime seal gandoi hunen in the mansanis mo halueri sala vi mexerilo is ek patiak tek yemert is a goal ach ni wur me bandu heineri of machrax ma vila bron. Bhí mé agan tachtach dásús, bhí mé críú a gáil cheol, bhí mé alíontar surís, bhí mé súgach díanó, bhí mé súlcach ran mar taringtach, níl me sílam ra, dúanna chalína gaichí niche le, na tituliam in ra. Sníl ban a gom sníl clown a gom sníl farís a gom dú hín, sníl lafín ruir a tíl a gom na grem le chum a bhéil. Ó bhhuireannach mé a bhí an me deach nar fós nar a bhí mé og, len in isis me hí go sanna chuis me cheanú héin gáil cheol. Nuair a bhí mé ó gan mhaigh bhí mé choran an lachor, sníl aton am go hAireann nach mí níche léim riog, níl banistal na báistú na choram na míag san nát, a chaich na chú na chiche agus páirt róhórt an le. Ach tá isis ag tas an taú is de le fáil de bra, ó adan gá tróna fá bhí chladí bhíon ag snáú. Líon siar go somas nach sa linne leis na trá, bhíon a géisteach leis na fuiseogaí sníorhhaide leam an le. Sníl ban a gom sníl clown a gom sníl farís a gom dú héin, sníl a fin ruir a tíl a gom na grim na chum a bhéil, ach ó bhhuireannach mé a bhí an me deach nar fós nar a bhí mé og, ven in isis me hí go sanna chuis me cheanú héin gáil cheol. Sa bhuachalí na garid tá mé chuirt chóirla díobh mo chrí, na gabhaigí leis an rálas mar rinne mise dús mo híal, ach postaigí na chalí níos trínaigí faris beagam dú héin, sná bigí fach a fúr fan fallú a ríist mar a misinnéad a le. Ach an isis man níos ag tas pantear me chean cravan manúr, tá me glíte grúpa catchas tá ag tarint ar a bhaid. Merú a faci is a déine rachas go crai, is a rí na glór na giile dearc le trochar am an nóis. Sníl ban a gom sníl clown a gom sníl farís a gom dú héin, sníl a fin ruir a tíl a gom na grim le chum a bhéil. Ó bhhuireannach mé a bhí an me deach nar fós nar a bhí mé og, den an isis me hí go sanna chuis me cheanú héin gáil cheol. Thank you. I think the next thing on my list is a song that I learned from the singing of Geordie Hanna, who's from Coal Island, County Tyrone. He's a great singer, kind of left us too early, but left us with a great repertoire of songs in a very personal style of singing that is kind of, I think, can't really be matched. Your personality that comes out through your singing is something that I think every singer that I've listened to of worth, you can hear their personality in the way that they sing, and that to me is something that is creates this kind of friendly camaraderie even if you don't know the person. And to me, Geordie sounded like a great fella to sit down with and have a few jars and just talk about life in general. And the pace with which he worked through his songs was kind of like Joe Holmes, really, in that he really savored, it seemed he savored all the verses and the words to his song. So this song is one that's really unique in that I believe only Geordie and his brother sang it, and it's a version of a hare song. And so hare obviously it's kind of like a rabbit, but just a lot larger. And there's a lot of folklore around rabbits and hares in particular in Ireland. And so this song is really kind of about the hunting of a hare from maybe the hare's perspective. And it's called On Yonder Hill. On yonder hill there sits a hare, full of worry, grief and care, and o'er her lodgings it was bare, singing ho, ye brave boys, hi ho. And o'er her lodgings it was fair, singing ho, me brave boys, hi ho. There came a huntsman riding by, and on this poor hare he cast his eye, and o'er the bog allowed his dogs, singing ho, me brave boys, hi ho. And o'er the bog allowed his dogs, singing ho, me brave boys, hi-ho. So now she runs from hill to hill, all for the best dog to try his skill, and kill the poor hare that never done ill. Singing ho, me brave boys, hi-ho, and kill the poor hare that never done ill. Singing ho, me brave boys, hi-ho. So now she's turned and turned again, skipping merrily o'er the plains, and may she live to run again. Singing ho, me brave boys, hi-ho, and may she live to run again. Singing ho, me brave boys, hi-ho. Thank you. Well, here is a song that needs really no explanation, and it's timely. And I learned it from Len, who I believe probably got it from Frank Hart, and it was originally probably I'm going to call it a Tim Panally song or a vaudeville song, but it was certainly a song that made its way into the masses through popular culture rather than through traditional networks, but it's made its way back into the tradition, and it's called Do Me Justice. Well, here I am from Donegal, and I feel quite discontented to hear the way that we're run down, not fairly represented. For they say it is a general rule to make out Pat a knave or a fool. But never mind, we'll play it cool and speak up for old Ireland. Do me justice, treat me fair, and I won't be discontented. No, I won't be laughed at anywhere, but fairly represented. When on the stage I do appear with a thundering big shillelagh, with a tattered coat and a worn-out hat, you'd think I'd stepped out gaily. With not a word of common sense, they don't know when they give offence, but carry on at Pat's expense. Just let them come to Ireland. Do me justice, treat me fair, and I won't be discontented. Nor I won't be laughed at anywhere, but fairly represented. There's Mr. Punch with his literature. He tries to hurt us badly. Whene'er he draws our caricature, he depicts us rather sadly. With crooked limbs and villainous face, he represents the Irish race. I'm sure it is a great disgrace. We think so in old Ireland. Do me justice, treat me fair, and I won't be discontented. No, I won't be laughed at anywhere, but fairly represented. They say we're lazy and dirty got, but what's the use to grumble? Whene'er they enter our Irish cot, they're welcome though it's humble. In public works the country round, and where hard work is to be found, in a railway tunnel underground, you'll find the boys from Ireland. Do me justice, treat me fair, and I won't be discontented. No, I won't be laughed at anywhere, but fairly represented. It's very true, I like a glass. It makes my heart feel frisky. And I'm very fond of a comely lass, and I'm partial to the whiskey. I'm very quiet when left alone. I do what I like with what's my own. But woe be to the foes a home who dare tread on old Ireland. Do me justice, treat me fair, and I won't be discontented. No, I won't be laughed at anywhere, but fairly represented. Do me justice, treat me fair, and I won't be discontented. No, I won't be laughed at anywhere, but fairly represented. Thank you. So I've got a couple more songs here for you. This next one is it's called The Soldier's Farewell. And it's going to be on, I believe this will be on the newest Bua album that should be coming out at this stage, given the current situation of COVID, the pandemic. Who knows when it will come out? But hopefully, once we get back to a working normal, we'll have an opportunity to come and share the music for this album with you. And this is one of the songs, and it's called "The Soldier's Farewell." And you'll remember maybe from the Green Fields. Down the Green Fields also had a soldier song on there. But I'm partial to the soldier songs, especially ones that kind of show the deeper ramifications of war and enlisting into the military. So this is I got this one from Len, and Len got it from a publican in Belfast, and this was like his parting piece. And Len never heard anyone else sing it, so I've only heard Len sing it. So if you hear anyone else singing it, let me know, and maybe we can chase down the provenance of the song and who else in the north of Ireland sings it. So this is called "The Soldier's Farewell." When the sun sets down all in the west, and the birds asleep on every tree, all nature seems to be at rest, but rest alas there's none for me. For I'm grieved to leave my native land, and I'm grieved to leave my comrades all, and to leave my aged parents kind, and the girl I love I leave behind. The bugle sounds its war alarm, the fifes they play and the drums they beat. Come, Mary, fill me with your charms, for tomorrow I'll be far away. For I'm grieved to leave my native land, and I'm grieved to leave my comrades all, and to leave my aged parents kind, and the girl I love I leave behind. But gentle thoughts must now be hushed. When duty calls, I must obey. The ship awaits me at the quay, and tomorrow I'll be far away. For I'm grieved to leave my native land, and I'm grieved to leave my comrades all, and to leave my aged parents kind, and the girl I love I leave behind. So, Mary dear, it's fare thee well. May Providence your guardian be, for in the camp or in the fields I will heave a sigh when I think on thee. For I'm grieved to leave my native land, and I'm grieved to leave my comrades all, and to leave my aged parents kind, and the girl I love I leave behind. Thank you. we'll bring it up a little bit. That's kind of a sad song. I don't want to go too long. And this one is actually a translation of a song from Irish that Len Graham's wife, Pádraigín ní Olachan, translated a version of this from her region of, I suppose the cultural region would be Aurelia or Oriel, which is kind of parts of County Louth, County Armagh, and County Cavan, and maybe even a bit of Monaghan, actually, in the northeastern area around the border with Northern Ireland and the Republic, kind of spanning on both sides and a little bit west from the coast there. So it's called Níl na Lá. There are many, many versions of this, and this particular one is more common around that part of Aurelia or the area of County Louth. The old Gaeltacht that used to be there day before yesterday, as Len would say. This is has a chorus, you can sing along with it. Come, landlady, would you rise up now and let your eyebrows not be frowning? Come, fill to me a flowing glass and you'll get paid when it is morning. Níl na lá, na na lá, níl na lá, na nar wadin, níl na lá, na na lá, banara kusi marwagu. Here are jugs and here are mugs, and here is where the ale is stronger. If there's no money in your pocket, be off with you, you can stay no longer. Níl na lá, na na lá, níl na lá, na na wadin, níl na lá, na na lá, banarag isi marwagu. I put my hand into my pocket and I drew out my last half-crown and I banged it down upon the counter, saying, bring to me a pint of porter. Níl na lá, na na lá, níl na lá, na nar wadin, níl na lá, na na lá, banarag isi marwagu. I am a silly, foolish man who lets the rent pour down my thrapple, and I've brought great hardship on myself whilst bringing joy to other people. Níl na lá, na na lá, níl na lá, na nar wadin, níl na lá, na na lá, banarag isi marwagu. Come, landlady, would you rise up now and let your eyebrows not be frowning? Come, fill to me a flowing glass, and you'll get paid when it is morning. Níl na lá, na na lá, níl na lá, na na wadin, níl na lá, na na lá, banarag isi marwagu. So I'll do another set of songs that I learned from the singing of Elizabeth Cronin. And I'm sure we'll probably have time to spend in workshops talking about where I get my songs and the inspiration behind singing. And obviously well, maybe it's not obvious, but I've been a singer my whole life. It's been a modality that really I took to really, really young, actually. Tapes of me singing campfire songs with my brother and sisters, Bluebird, or campfire groups. It was kind of like the mixed version of Boy Scouts and Girl Scouts. So of me just singing songs at the top of my lung, making up words as I went along. So it was something obviously I had a kind of a predilection to, and I often just would be singing around the house and this and that. So when I got into traditional singing, I suppose the things that I found most unique or most interesting was how different it was from the type of singing that I had grown up listening through popular culture, on the radio, but also how different it was in terms of just approaching and talking about singing and not having it be completely perfect and having this rough edge or this, and I don't even like to call it a rough edge, but maybe it's a blurry edge because it's kind of a mixture of storytelling. It is storytelling, and it's storytelling through the medium of recitation through the voice where we're using singing, you know. And it's really interesting if you look at a lot of early Irish culture in Gaelic culture in particular, they have a lot of different names for different types of songs and different ways in which songs and poetry were presented in the Gaelic world, kind of before the modern era of reel-to-reel and even wax cylinders and stuff like that. So this set of tunes comes from the singing of Elizabeth Cronin, who was a great singer who thankfully was recorded a lot by BBC Radio and by a lot of collectors. I think Alan Lomax, if you see this well-placed LP of the World Library of Folk and Primitive Music, which was put out through Columbia Records. It was collections by Alan Lomax, and on that collection there's, I believe, Bess Cronin singing, not these songs, but perhaps some other songs that I would have picked up from her. But these are 3 songs that I put together of hers, and they're all pushed. In the Scottish tradition, we say push the bail, but I think Portserocht is how we say it in Irish, Portserocht, which is to make music with your mouth. And in the hard times in Ireland, you know, instruments were hard to come by, and in many cases, a community might only have 1 or 2 musicians, and they would travel long distances to play for house dances and crossroad dances and things like that. So when you didn't have a musician at your disposal, or you know, a whistle that, you know, is probably the easiest and cheapest instrument that you can make and find, then you made it with your mouth. And this is the type of music called Portserocht. And these are 3 kind of little ditties that I learned from Elizabeth. The first is called Anun Sanal, and that translates into English, so I don't really have to explain that. It's just, these are made-up songs, and they're extemporaneous songs. So the way that they've come to us through recording has kind of calcified them into a set song pattern. But really, there could be verses added and verses altered to suit the situation and to suit the company. The second one is on Haipinar Lastwach, the fellow with the cap, kind of half-cocked, I suppose. And it's a song just asking, have you seen my sheep? And then the last one is called Achalin Vegloitze Vairach, which it has its kind of an English equivalent to it called Girling, Don't Be Idle. And so I kind of mixed those two, both the Irish and the English together. So these are a series of Portserocht that I got from Elizabeth Cronin. Clear my throat. Got cold throat coat left. That's not helping. We need some hot whiskey. Anon sanal istrid and now and halik the varishme, halik the varishme. Anon sanal istrid and now and halik varishme, halik varishme. Anon sanal istrid and now and the wanish my capindin, wanish my capindin. Anon sanal istrid and now and the wanish my capindin, wanish my capindin. Over and river and through the meadow, so hag you destroyed me, hag you annoyed me. Over the river and through the meadow, so hag you destroyed me, hag you destroyed me. Over the meadow and through the river, so hag you annoyed me, hag you annoyed me. Over the river and through the meadow, so hag you annoyed me, hag you annoyed me. Anon sanal istrid and now and the halik the varishme, halik the varishme. Anon sanal istrid and now and the halik varishme, halik the varishme. Anon sanal istrid and now and the wanish my capindim, wanish my capindim. Anon sanal istrid and now and the wanish my capindim, wanish my capindim. Over and hither and through the meadow, so hag you annoyed me, hag you annoyed me. Over and hither and through the meadow, so hag you destroyed me, hag you destroyed me. Over the river and through the meadow, so hag you annoyed me, hag you annoyed me. Over the river and through the meadow, so hag you destroyed me, hag you destroyed me. a chaipin lastach a vakish na hÉireann, a chaipin lastach a vakish na hÉireann, a chaipin lastach a vakish na hÉireann, ni chonix near chasses, is neather kamid she diddle deedle up loud deedle light deedle up and down deedle light deedle up and down dee dumbly dow deedle dee a chaipin lastach a vakish na hÉireann, a chaipin lastach a vakish na hÉireann, a chaipin lastach a vakish na hÉireann, honest is chasses, is kuriki griechi diddle deedle diddle deedle light deedle diddle deedle diddle deedle diddle dum deedle deedle halin a chaipin lastach a vakish na hÉireann, a chaipin lastach a vakish na hÉireann, a chailin lastach a vakish na hÉireann, ni chonix near chasses, is neather chamid she diddle deedle dum deedle deedle light deedle diddle dum die deedle dee a chaipin lastach a vakish na hÉireann, a chaipin lastach a vakish na hÉireann, a chaipin lastach a vakish na hÉireann, chonix is chasses, is kuriki griechi diddle deedle diddle deedle diddle diddle dum deedle deedle chalimig loite vaire chalimig loite vaire chalimig loite vaire beleg the lachnis heilig chalimig loite vaire chalimig loite vaire chalimig loite vaire beleg the lachnis chalimig loite vaire beleg the lachnis vaire chalimig loite vaire beleg the lachnis a girlie don't be idle, girlie don't be idle, girlie don't be idle, gather your ducks and mind them. Girlie, don't be idle, girlie, don't be idle, girlie, don't be idle, gather your ducks and mind. Girlie, don't be idle, gather your ducks and mind them. Girlie, don't be idle, gather your ducks and mind. A chalimig loite vaire, chalimig loite vaire, chalimig loite vaire, beleg the lachnis vaire. A chalimig loite vaire, chalimig loite vaire, chalimig loite vaire, beleg the lachnis. A chalimig loite vaire, beleg the lachnis vaire. A chalimig loite vaire, beleg the lachnis vaire. Girlie, don't be idle, girlie, don't be idle, girlie, don't be idle, gather your ducks and mind. Girlie, don't be idle, girlie, don't be idle, girlie, don't be idle, gather your ducks and mind them. Girlie, don't be idle, gather your ducks and mind them. Girlie, don't be idle, gather your ducks and mind them. Thank you. Come to the end of my set and the end of my voice, apparently. So, I have to say it's not a time that I feel like singing, given the current state of affairs, both in the Twin Cities and around the country. But it's a time that we really need to have our voices heard, and in particular, not to lose track of where and how the Irish have come to America, and how we have kind of dealt with our own set of traumas and coming to the United States and becoming, as I say, becoming white and accepted in mainstream society, because that was not the case for many Irish people when they first came to this country, especially post-famine, when we were a destitute population, full of disease, not speaking English and not Protestant. And in many ways, we were a radicalized people, desperate because of colonization and because of laws meant to keep us down and to disenfranchise us from our birthright as Irish people. And it's a very difficult time to see in our society our African American community going through the same injustices, but again and again and again for a much longer period of time in the United States, and to see and hear people talk of the issue as if they somehow had forgotten the process of dissimilation in this country, and moving from Irish to Irish American, and the movement away from understanding where you're from and the situations and stories and songs and language of your people to not knowing that, and to adopting wholeheartedly the idea of America as this melting pot. Well, it's in many ways it's not a melting pot. It's a pot that kind of bleaches away the identity of our predecessors and our forefathers. And I think that is that's a hard thing to deal with and to recognize in the United States. But we need to understand this, that until we know and understand where we come from, it will be impossible for us to extend the rights so fully deserving of all people to all people in the United States. So I want to follow up with a song called The Rights of Man. And it was written by a fellow named Robert Shields, who was I believe he was a cooper in the north of Ireland. I don't recall which county he came from. But the song talks about Wolfe Tone, and it centers around the Young Ireland movement, which was the first kind of, it wasn't a successful uprising, obviously, but it was one of the first successful in that it brought together both Protestant and Catholic factions to push for independence. And so this song has a lot of kind of metaphor in it, but the man in question that's kind of being talked about here is Wolfe Tone. And Ireland is being represented by the old woman, the Shanna Van Vocht. So it's been a pleasure singing to my iPhone with my friend Michael Steen behind me. And I hope to see you all in some fashion next week as the Minnesota Irish week kind of turns into the weekend. I look forward to maybe seeing you guys in the not so distant future, face to face, to shake hands, hug again, and to share stories and songs. And I really crave for the sharing of energy when you sit down and sing and share songs. It's very hard to do without it. And it's I'm glad that there have been some people helping with the kind of the logistics of editing and working with these recordings to make them feel, make them look as best as possible, and to kind of convey a sense of performance, live performance. So I thank you guys for that, and I think Minnesota Irish Week, and I think my friends Nora and Brian, who've who are my touchstones for your community. But there are so many more of you in the community I'd like to thank, and I hope I can do it in person someday soon. So here is The Rights of Man. I speak in candor of a night in slumber. My mind did wander near to Athlone, to the central station of our Irish nation. A congregation unto me was shown, beyond my counting, upon a mountain, near to a fountain that clearly ran. The earth did tremble, I'll ne'er dissemble, as they assembled for the rights of man. All clad in green, I thought I'd seen a virtuous queen that was grave and old, saying, "Children dear, oh, do not fear, but come and listen to what I will unfold. This fertile country for 7 centuries, since Strongbow's entry into our land, has been kept under by foes outnumbered, and robbed and plundered of the rights of man. Through the azure sky I did espy a man to fly, and he quickly descends. Straightway came down upon the ground, where hÉireann round had her bosom friends. His dazzling might, it shone more bright than the stars by night or the midday sun, saying, "Believe in Grania, and proud Britannia will never rob you of the rights of man." The population or congregation in exultation agreed to part, shook hands like brothers, and embraced each other, whilst friendship smouldered in each man's heart. We separated, all animated and elevated at what went on. As the day was breaking, poor Shields awakened, crying, still be true to the rights of man. Thank you guys. Go to MIM Ha'Ireann. We'll see you in a week or so. Slán.
Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us. And thank you, Brian, for all of your gorgeous songs. That was so wonderful. So thank you for joining us. This has been the first virtual concert, part of the Minnesota Irish Music Weekend at Home, presented by the Center for Irish Music. Be sure to check out Brian's website at brianohairt.com. There you can contact him to get CDs from him. Thanks to our concert sponsors, the Celtic Junction Arts Center, for helping us publicize these concerts, and also to Macaulay Media and Evolution Productions for producing these live streams for us. And thanks to you. So we will see you on Wednesday right here, Facebook, YouTube, Center for Irish Music website, on Wednesday, June 10th at 7:30 for a showcase of our advanced youth ensemble musicians. Have a wonderful night, and we'll talk to you soon.
Hello, everybody. This is Brian hAirt. I'm actually in not Portland, Oregon, but Bend, Oregon, which is in the eastern.